Welcome back to the Two Dudes, Three Legs podcast with your hosts, Zach Dingee.
Tony Cappelletti.
Today we sit down with Chris Ward, who is the Chemist. He owns a lab in Poughkeepsie where he makes all kinds of crazy shit. And what else would we do today, Tony?
Well, Chris is a friend of mine for a long time. And sorry, I'm all f***ed up off of this nose bleach. You guys are going to see a little bit of this, but Chris is an ex-gas station owner. Now he is a chemist who's selling sick products. You guys are going to want to tune into this. He's got a lot of knowledge in the field of like sports nutrition drugs.
He brought in a bunch of shit for us to sample and look at. We tried things live on here. Way too many different drugs, and
might have even done some. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know really what went down on this one, but I do feel very good. I'll tell you that. So
check us out on Two Dudes, Three Legs.
Peace.
Oh, you fuckers gonna be famous.
Guys are looking sharp.
Zach Dingee,
Tony
Two
Cappelletti.
Dudes, Three Legs podcast, where we share business tips, interview experts,
And travel the world.
This week on Two Dudes, Three Legs.
to get us all in the mood.
Yo, my boy
Chris
brought a box
us
of goodies.
A box of goodies, and we're gonna start with nose bleach. And just to set the tone, the side says how not to die. Open away from face, keep bottle 2 to 4 inches, replace cap after use, store below. Would you like the honors to do it first?
Open it up.
Yeah. And
What is it? Is this?
It's
do
smelling
I,
salts.
Do I
Is there-
pull the things
it's
out and
smelling
snap
salts.
them, or this is just
No,
smell
it
the
should
bottles?
be right in there,
just-
and it doesn't say anything about putting water in it or anything. Sometimes you have
just-
to activate them, right?
Oh, it's got the.
And this is by this company. I sell it on
God,
my
it's gel.
website, but it's not my company. It's Obsidian.
What the? Oh my God! Oh, dude! Holy!
Go right into it. Go right into it. Heavy one. Do a heavy one. Do a heavy one.
A heavy one?
Do a heavy one. Quick, 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 quick. Don't think.
My hand is wet from it.
Oh my God!
Oh my god.
Oh! Oh my God! Oh! Holy shit! I've done smelling salts before. What the is that?
What did it say on the box? You're strong.
Oh my God, dude! Oh! No! Oh my
right.
God!
Get composure, Chris.
Oh, dude, is my nose running right now? I think my asshole's bleeding. That was crazy. Can I get a tissue?
Listen, guys, Chris is the chemist, if anyone didn't know.
Oh,
Wow.
They're making me cry. I didn't even do it yet.
oh,
Zach's already talking into the floor instead of his mic.
bro. I thought I was tired.
There's tears all the way down your face.
Oh my God, that's actually sweat coming out of my
Bro,
eyes.
I opened up the bag before. It was still sealed with the thing on it and everything.
Oh
and
my
opened
God,
up the bag
dude.
and it hit me like a brick.
Get in there, Zach.
I guess I got to do it now too, right?
Oh God, I'm gonna punch someone.
And Chris, while he's having it, why don't you tell us again what it is? While Zach's
So
doing it?
they're ammonia smelling salts. They're
Nah, you got to get in there more, Zach.
Yeah,
Zach, you
definitely
got to
get in
get in
there
there
more.
more. Zach,
I'm already crying.
the same little ammonia smelling salts that you would see in movies and stuff, or a paramedic has, that they crack those open and they
could see why
wave
you're
it in front of a passed out person's face and they pass up. Same concept. It's
Wow.
ammonia.
I
You
can
smell it.
see why
It's
you're
it's irritating to your nasal passage and everything,
God.
and that irritation and whatever other.
I'm scared.
so Chris, what you're saying is
do
there
it
is
again.
utility for it. It is
Yeah, no,
utilized.
I use it all day at work. I swear to God. As I'm writing, I'm starting to drift off or lose concentration. Boom, take a hit, take a little bump ski of that, and you're right to it. Release some neurotransmitter. Let me get in there because I'm amped up. I want to get jacked up like you guys.
Watch him take it like a champ.
No,
bet
I don't
he
know.
just
I don't
does
know
this.
that I can.
You like twitch when you touch it.
Can I try it?
strong,
bro.
When
try
they're
it.
fresh. When they're fresh. Oh yeah, get it.
When you literally twitch. Like you can't help
Let's
but
see Brycey. Let's see Brycey. Oh, he went in. He went in too hard. He went in too hard.
It's
No,
like
that wasn't
bleach.
hard.
It's like
Pull it back.
It's nose bleach.
It's called nose bleach.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's making you tear. Oh yeah. Wow.
I'll put it through one nostril, then I put it through the other because you want it equal.
Yeah,
you want
gotta-
equal
yeah,
rights.
Yes, absolutely.
Equal
You gotta-
rights. That's what you want.
gotta
Talk
have it
about
equal.
fucking crying. All right, we're gonna keep this for midway
All right,
through when
so-
Tony starts to fall asleep. We need
Holy
to
shit, wait.
All right,
we
so-
need to be sponsored because every episode Tony falls asleep at 37 minutes in. So please send us a buy.
I will buy that shit. So listen,
Hold on. What other daily things are you using to superhuman your life, Chris?
So I don't use anything daily per se. Everything I use pretty much on demand or for a certain circumstance. A lot of things. The only things I use regularly is something something prescribed, like a mood stabilizer or something. I take lamotrigine as a mood stabilizer, and that's something that I need, that builds up over time, that works really well taking it consistently. There's all sorts of compounds that work well taking them consistently, but I tend to utilize specific things for specific scenarios. If I'm tired one day or I lose focus, I might take some sort of choline derivative. So choline is a nutrient for your brain. There's choline, acetylcholine involved in a lot of functions in your brain. Neurotransmitter wise and stuff like that. So if I need more,
Tony's
dude,
already
I'm
starting to
zonked right now. No wonder you take shit to stabilize, bro. I'm so unstable right now. I feel like I just got gamma radiation on my
you
fucking
feel good.
forehead.
You feel good.
Yeah,
you
I
know you're
feel
alive.
great. I'm
You know
wide
you're
awake.
alive.
I'm alive. I'm ready to
So,
fucking kill.
For the 2 Dudes 3 Legs listeners, if you've watched the channel, you've actually seen Chris on our channel before. Chris was the guy with the BandAids on his nipples in one of the Sweet
Oh
Lives.
yeah, we went riding together.
Yes.
Oh,
You
yeah,
gotta
yeah,
wear,
yeah,
yes,
yes.
I have sensitive nipples, so when we're riding dirt bikes and quads, you get the dust in there, your shirt's flapping around, nipples can get really chafed.
Are you?
So that's another one on demand. Sometimes I put a Band-Aid on my nipple.
On demand
Every day.
On demand
Every
Band-Aids.
day. On demand band-aids. Are you full blown like man-made yourself chemicals, or do you do anything natural? Like, are you a believer in like ashwagandha and like that side of the fence?
There's high value in all of that stuff. Different strokes for different folks. I believe in it. I appreciate it. I do take a lot of herbal stuff. I will, depending on what it is, but I lean towards chemicals.
I've been taking Sheila G.
Yeah.
The shit's legit.
Yeah.
I fucking feel it.
Yeah,
In my
it's
haunches.
there's another name for that. I can't think of the name, but fulvic acid in there or something.
Yes.
I don't know, but yeah, okay. So I did take that a long time ago, and I remember that as a
Super
libido
nutrient
thing.
dense shit. Yeah, oh, everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. That is
Yeah.
good. It's effective.
Even hornier than I usually am.
Well, I inject testosterone for that.
Oh shit.
You know,
Now,
So-
I want these people to understand, right?
Yeah.
They're going to know that you're the chemist in these parts and you make supplements. But can you tell us about your fucking lab? My boy has a lab in Poughkeepsie. Tell us a little bit about that.
this is true. So since I was 18, all I wanted to do was learn about supplements, make supplements. Went through my whole life. Finally had the opportunity to dive into supplements, do what I want. So the first thing I did was
Went to school for it.
I went to school for biochemistry because of my interest in supplements.
Yeah.
Had a lengthy period of time where I didn't do anything related to that after. But then again, when the opportunity presented itself, I chased my dream. I built a manufacturing facility for nutritional supplements.
What year did you build it?
2021,
I know, I was-
2020.
I was-
You
I
were
was
there.
there.
Yeah, about 2021. I think, inception was 20 and built in 21.
And now
Your
it's a
brother
fully
built it. Amazing.
functional-
I had the exact thing I had in my mind that I drew on a piece of graphing paper. Was that graphing paper? Who
cares?
Whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Drew on graphing
with
paper.
boxes on it?
Yeah,
guy's an
exactly.
architect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, I drew
graphing
on that.
paper.
Vito built it. So I imported a clean room from China.
So sick.
Yes,
So
actual
sick.
clean room.
You
So you
have to,
go
like-
in there, it's like white glossy floors, white plastic walls, clear acrylic walls in the clean room. So, imagine you walk into this glossy floor laboratory, acrylic walls that you can see through, all sorts of machinery in there, a little tiny laboratory with analytical equipment and chemicals and a fume hood.
And
Everything's
tell us
there.
what makes a clean room a clean room.
Yeah.
Like, there's zero.
So what it is it's a room with positive pressure. You have imagine this room. You have giant filters on top with fans that are driving air into this room, and then you have a smaller outlet of filtered air going out. So it's pressurizing the room. So all the air that's coming in is coming through a HEPA filter. The air that's going out is going through a filter. So that's recirculating. So,
zero
you're
contamination
right, and
for
positive pressure. There's no other air coming in than that air coming through.
Is that healthy for you to be in there?
Yeah, not when I'm making stuff. When there's powders flying around and stuff like that, it's it gets in my eyes. It gets, I'm obviously breathing.
I just imagine
I wear
you in there
an
in a thong
N95, so
and
it's
a mask, just
a
a thong and a
ma-
mask.
I want to. I want to. That's probably the best way, that I could think of doing it. But there, so regulations, you have to be covered up.
So not many.
I'm not happy about it.
Chris, not many people are in the business of ordering rooms completely already functional in a sense. Like, is that a huge expense? What's that like? That's like when people buy a car pre-built. Like, that's insane.
So
I like to buy my cars, put together kits, It's
no, but
like a Mazda Miata, and then you put a Ferrari body on it.
the doors are coming next week. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, I'm stupid.
No, I go. So when I'm not operating on a multi-million dollar budget. So when I have to do something, I have to figure out a less common way of doing something. So instead of building a physical clean room, I was like, well, why don't I get a modular clean room? And I looked into modular clean rooms, and I found a guy. I go on deep dives on everything I do. Everything I go way too into the rabbit hole for. So I'm looking, how do I build it myself first? And then where can I get it with this and that? And I'm researching. Then I contacted a guy who did these. There's only a few people that I found in the US that had a web presence that did them. This guy gave me a quote for, say, I don't know, I can't remember the numbers, $90,000. And I was like, all right, send me videos, everything like that. And on the video, I see a logo of a company that I was looking at in China that I was sending them plans for and stuff. I'm like, this guy's bringing it over from China. I'm giving him my plan. He's doing the same exact thing that I'm doing. And so, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to buy it from China myself, and I'll have Vito put it up. Yeah, exactly.
Cut out the middleman, hire Vito.
Exactly.
Perfect idea.
Exactly.
Vito's good at putting shit together.
That's
man.
what
he just
dude.
great
He's
at-
never. None of us had ever seen one. Shows up, Vito puts the thing together.
He
It's
just
crazy.
kind of read the directions.
Yeah.
He's the only one
They
who could do
told
it.
me that they would
Directions.
send a guy from China for $100 a day to put it together for
Did you
me.
ask what his nationality
However,
was?
you had to pay for his travel. You had to pay for
It's country of origin, Tony.
his ethnic background,
Guys.
bruh.
I would imagine building a science lab is not cheap. What else comes with other than the glass room?
So, all right. So So there's a clean room, and then I had another separate modular clean room for the laboratory, and then within the laboratory, you have a fume hood, so you can operate some sort of I don't know, it's something that produces a gas or you have a volatile liquid. And you have a hot plate going, and there's some sort of chemical coming off of the
Sounds
steam.
like Breaking Bad over here.
So this fume hood has it's all venting. It has a vent in it. It drives it to a carbon filter that's outside of the facility. So that's your when you look at a chemistry lab, a fume hood's like that's like your
sign of
it's a sign
real
of chemistry happening.
right.
So when I had that in there, I thought that was cool. And then you need a little hot plate with a stir. That's your standard chemistry stuff. A thermometer, and then you need devices that can identify chemicals. So when you think about it simply, there was chemists that discovered chemicals before any sort of technology existed. How did they do that? They would isolate things by transferring it from something like water to an oil, and then they would dry it, and they'd have this little powder, and they'd taste it and be like, oh, well, I know this is this and that is that. And so think about it. With something as simple as lighting something on fire or tasting it, they were identifying stuff. So you have something like a melting point apparatus. What's the melting point of the compound, right? So say I get a powder in there. I've gone away from your questions. Is it okay? Can we keep going? This route?
run
Okay.
it. We're
All right,
learning something here.
So I'm going to order a powder. White powder shows up, or I'm going to throw in a supplement. Well, what the fuck did I just get? Right? Am I putting baking soda in there? Am I putting cyanide?
You check the stuff that you order for.
Correct. So the most simple form of what I do is I will get a reference standard. So you go to a well-renowned chemical company, something like Sigma Aldrich is the most famous. They just changed their name recently, but everyone knows Sigma Aldrich. And I will buy the reference standard. So let's say caffeine, reference standard caffeine. And then I have my sample caffeine that I just got from whatever supplier.
Manufacturer? Yeah,
Correct, right. So then I will put, okay, what's the melting point? What's the expected melting point? And this is out of my ass. It's not 100, but say it's 100 degrees.
Right.
Okay, reference standard's 101. I take this sample, I put in there 101. Okay, probably caffeine. then I have a little scanner. It's a near infrared spectroscopy, NIR. So, and you can actually take this thing.
He's gone.
You can take this thing. Okay, so it's a little laser beam.
God.
It's a little laser beam. You hold up a plastic baggie, you stick the laser beam on it, and it gives you a graph. It gives you a graph readout. So I take the reference standard, shine the laser beam on it, gives me a graph. I take the sample, shine the beam on it, gives me another graph. Do the graphs match up? Okay, boom, I got it.
So now you've verified that
Yes.
the substance you ordered is
and then
what
I
it's
have
supposed
another
to be.
one. It's called UV Vis. It uses UV visible light. So what these things do is they use light and it monitors how the light bounces off these molecules. So there's some sort of receiver. You're passing light through a molecule, and that gives you a unique identifier that they print as a graph.
This is
Chris, for the listeners, is this those kits that people are testing drugs with at music festivals?
No, so those are reagent kits, which is an amazing thing. So they're giving. So the problem with drug laws is that you're taking a chemical, a very strong substance that when you get it, you should know how much is in there, what it is, how pure it is, but you make it illegal. And what do? You shove this into the hands of people that, again, they're not testing this analytically. When I order a kilo of cocaine from wherever and it shows up, I'm not like, hey, let me make sure this is cocaine first, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, again, you can taste it, you can smell it, you could try it.
Ah, this is some good
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
But that's what you're
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
in the lab.
Yeah, right. So, but I mean, with legal substances.
Right.
But what Bryce is talking about these are reagent test kits. So you have a bunch of little different chemicals, and the drugs will turn a certain color in each test. So you could take the little trays that you do if you're painting or something, you have a bunch of little different wells in there.
Yeah.
So you could take these reagent kits and you could put, there's I'm blanking on the names of them, right? Eldritch is one of them. Regardless, doesn't matter. There's all different reagent test kits. They have different names.
Yep.
And you could put one of these little chemical solutions in each well, and you can take your drug and take a sample and you could put it in each well. And so you're not just using, so MDMA turns black on a lot of these tests. So say you take your MDMA and you put it in the Eldritch test and it turns black. Again, I don't know if these are the right things. I'm just using examples.
Right.
And then you go to your next test and you put it in and it turns red. So you're not just using one test where two chemicals might turn black. Now you have all these tests where you can say, okay, MDMA is supposed to be black here, it's black. MDMA is supposed to be red here, it's red here. And then you could differentiate even further beyond
Multiple
that.
different identifiers.
Right. And then I'm going down rabbit holes.
My
but
guy's
yes.
giving Huberman a run for his fucking money.
for real.
Seriously.
Holy shit.
So let's simplify it though. The reagent test kits, you put a drug in there, it turns a color, you have a chart and you can tell what it is.
Does it
So,
work?
absolutely. If you're taking drugs, you should know what you're taking. The problem with all these with things happening with drugs is not knowing what's in them.
Right.
Not knowing how much
Everything
you're
getting laced with
Right.
fentanyl, and fentanyl
Right.
is such a sensitive
You
drug.
can get like $1 fentanyl test strip. Everybody should have one. You can get Narcan. You can get these little necklaces that have a little Narcan spray on there. Everybody should wear a Narcan spray. Think about how many people or somebody know. If somebody was just sitting there with a Narcan spray and this person was unconscious, it's not going to hurt anybody. If someone's passed out and you just spray it in their nose, you might save their life.
For real.
And then I've heard people say, well, they're just going to do it again. Well, you know what? So
least they got a
why
second
can't you
chance.
say,
Maybe they won't.
Maybe they won't. You don't know what's going to happen. You might get hit by a car after you said that. We're still going to help you. You know what I mean?
For real.
And you could still live a beautiful life.
Right.
Just because you have a problem, just because you passed out. Have you ever passed out drunk? Just because you passed out on opioids
do it.
doesn't mean you don't deserve another chance. Doesn't
do it
mean you're
regularly.
less than another person.
Right.
The reason that someone doesn't do opioids because they don't need them, right? I've tried opioids before. I've tried prescription painkillers, right?
I was addicted to them
Yeah.
when I was recovering from this shit.
Yeah. I didn't
Not
like them.
because I was
didn't like
abusing them, because
why?
I
Because I
was
don't need them. I like
prescribed
other
them.
things. Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right.
But I've tried them, and there's people that try them. And they're like, "This is the best shit," right?
heard stories.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I've heard
obviously,
stories.
I've tried it. I'm like, "This is okay." Xanax. People love Xanax. I don't
Nah,
really
I
like
don't like
Xanax.
that
Do
shit.
I
Just
like
puts me
other
to
drugs?
sleep.
Sure.
Well, listen, I want to ask more about your business, right?
Okay, yes.
You've been crushing it over the last 2 years. Like, your growth has been exponential.
It's impressive because it's not that I'm impressive. It's impressive to me. I'm
Yeah.
lucky.
Oh, you've been killing
I'm
it.
happy. I
You've been
do what
killing
I
it.
like. I'm not doing anything special, but yes, it's,
What
it's
are you
impressive.
doing?
You've
What are you
told us
doing?
about the lab you have, right?
Correct, yeah.
Tell us about your outreach with people and how are you selling online? Or are you in the fucking corner?
Okay, so the lab was the biggest investment. It's the coolest thing, but it didn't produce the most because I haven't spent enough time on it. So what I did is I entered in every single aspect of the supplement industry when I went in. I bite off more than I can chew. I want everything, right? So I had the laboratory, I have a manufacturing facility. I started a retail website. I started a brand. So then I have manufacturing to consumer for the brand. I have my own brand. Brands are a dime a dozen. Brand doesn't work, I can still manufacture for every brand that's up and coming.
Right.
There's a lot of great supplements out there. I want to sell those too. Retail website. I can sell everybody else's supplements. I'm not just stuck to my own, oh, my supplements are the best. Hey, these guys are great too. And that's how it should be.
It's a great business model.
So when I started the retail site, I was in gas stations for 10 years. My wife and I ran 3 gas stations at one point.
The Valero right across from Arlington High School.
Yes.
Oh, no shit.
And he had one in Kingston?
Started in Kingston with a Sidco, then in Rhinebeck with a Sidco, and then we opened the Valero in LaGrange.
Place is awesome.
Crazy
I
crazy
go in
decade.
there looking for you like 3 o'clock in the morning. You're never there.
Yeah, because we were closed at 3. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
I never saw you once. What?
You didn't see me in
No,
there?
ever.
Oh,
Ever.
I was in there.
What's his name used to work there too when they had Fuel for Life in the back?
Yes.
Is that the same spot?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
Dude,
his
you
name?
saw
smell
me. You just
Bleach?
didn't know me. Where is it?
Yo, what
Where is it?
What do
Hit
you
me with it.
typically
You
make
got to
there?
sneak attack him later. Yeah.
No, that's a great
Yeah,
idea.
no, sneak
thought it was
attack
right here.
someone
Oh,
while
it's
they're
in there.
sleeping?
the best.
What do you
Yes.
typically make in the lab? Like what are you making most
Yeah,
days? What's
aside from your retail
biggest
brand, aside from
seller?
your retail.
Okay,
brand.
so what we segued, but so the retail brand was just to stir the pot of money as I was building the facility, and the retail brand the retail website just blew up,
Popped up.
So that's occupied a tremendous amount of time. It took away from the manufacturing, took away from the brand. So now what I'm doing is, where you're going to go? You're going to go where it's
Where the
go
money
where the
is.
money
Yeah,
is. Right.
yeah.
So I've been focusing on that, and I've built that, and it's doing well. And
What about-
now it's the time to start focusing on those other
What
things.
about delegating that time to someone else? Are you a one-man operation?
Yes, I'm a one-man operation. My dream, which I knew was probably not going to happen, was to just operate these things on my own. Have my little,
like
just
that.
get a little bit of business. You got your high margins, low.
Volume.
Thank you. Yeah. So
Turn up the
business savvy,
volume.
yeah.
Dance. Oh, sorry. I'm still ripped off of that fucking corn patch.
Can I have some? I want to have some.
I'm fucking wired right now. Are my eyes bleeding?
No, they're
You
just
do
still look a little.
You look weird though.
Am I dying? Yeah. I feel great. If I die right now,
I don't even know who you are anymore, Tony.
just know I went out great. Bro, he takes it like a champ. That's what it sounds like when I used to take a little puff of weed. He's like,
But if I puffed weed right now, I would die.
oh, I would have a panic attack right
Do you smoke weed?
No.
No.
I can't.
Eat edibles?
I can't.
You don't fucking do nothing. You don't do nothing.
I
You
haven't
don't
had a
drink.
drink
You don't
in a
smoke.
month.
You drink water?
We take one hit a quarter.
I don't
What
even
are you
drink
talking about?
water.
We take one hit of weed every quarter. Of the year. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not a
Me
big
and
weed guy. I
Tony.
never was. I wish I was. The
I
technology is
microdose
amazing.
a little bit of mushrooms.
Amazing.
I microdose a little bit of mushrooms. Take
That's
a little
cool.
snippy whippy before I go to bed.
Dude, mushrooms.
Wake up the next day, you feel great.
I don't know if I'm gonna have the best day of my life or the just
Well, I don't take it to
tough
trip.
time.
I just do it for the psilocybin.
time.
For the psilocybin effects.
yeah.
Makes the sunshine brighter,
Does.
right?
Yeah.
Do you get that effect when you take it? Like you
A
feel
lot of things
amazing
make the
next
sunshine
day?
brighter. For
Oh
me.
yeah, never
you make
mind.
the sunshine brighter. You and Zach make the sunshine brighter for me.
All right, so I want to know a little bit more about the business. I want to talk about
Okay.
your business because you're a fucking killer entrepreneur in this area. I love that about you.
I appreciate that.
And how
Thank
handsome
you.
are and perfect
Thank
your
you.
eyebrows.
Yeah,
are.
it's a problem. No, I can't stop going. I can't stop growing. I can't stop doing. I need more.
What's
I
the
need more. I
goal?
need more. I'm a man
Do
of
you
extremes.
still want to be the one man shop like you
I
just said?
do, but
But the money.
what I want to do is I want to move on. So now that I built, the fun part is building things.
Yeah.
It's operating. It's nice. I have a nice time. I go in, I pack my orders, I do some SEO work, I type something up, I focus on the brand a little bit, but packaging up orders is not where my time should be.
Right.
It's nice right now. I'm spending a lot of time with the kids. I'm trying to take my time, and I was on the cusp for a while. Do I hire someone to just started making some money? Now I'm gonna hire someone and take a whatever, hire him a few hours a day, take a $30,000 pay cut, which, I mean,
That's
but
exactly what you do.
$30,000,
Yeah, that's exactly what
he's making. Now you can go make another 100.
See, that's the thing. And that's tough to do. But
To
the
make the
return
leap.
on investment, right. The return on investment is going to be a no-brainer. That
Right.
30,000 that I give him I'm going to make far more.
Right.
But now I have an employee.
you
Now
don't wanna deal with
I have
people.
to show up to work and talk to somebody.
Yeah, but your
You're
time
such a
is
mad scientist.
Yeah.
He just wants to show
So-
up, cook shit up, and fucking
That's
leave.
it. Be in there and and some glasses on with my hair all messed up and like I'm just tried this chemical and I'm having an anxiety attack by myself in a laboratory.
Chris.
That's where
What's your
that's where I
discovery?
thrive.
What a discovery do you feel like you've made? Have you made one in chemistry?
No.
Well,
No,
how about
I
this
just,
one? What was the first thing you ever cooked up that you remember? What was the first shit that you made and were like,
In my basement, there's something called a Cap'em Quick. It makes 60 capsules at a time. I went on, this is back in like 2000, just after 2008, 2010, around that time. And I took ginger extract. I still remember ginger extract with 5% gingerol. That's a chemical that's in there. They standardize it to gingerol. Not that that matters. I just still remember that was the spec on it. I took onion extract and I took something called bitter melon, Momordica carinita, I think is like the scientific name. I still remember that.
Sounds like
and
a
I
Spanish
mixed those
name.
three together. And I made these capsules of it, and I bottled them up in my basement. Everything. When online back then, the online you could do whatever you want. You credit card processors, which now it's like a fight to get credit card processors. Who what platform is going to take your supplements? Are like they're like nobody wants to deal with them for some reason. It's such a
Gray
difficult
market.
exactly. But back then, you could put a Google ad. You could say whatever you wanted on these Google ads. You could pop up any website. And there was research out there that showed that these things boosted testosterone, that there was anabolic and androgenic potential. And I took all these research articles and I cherry picked them and I wrote this whole thing with references and everything like that. And I called it natrosterone. And
Wow.
and I put it on Google and I'm thinking nothing. And then the moment I put it on, I put a Google ad up and I sold $250 of it. And I'm like, holy shit.
Was that your
I mean,
aha
I should
moment?
not have been making this in my basement. You know what I mean? It was a long time ago. The statute of limitations or whatever, we're far past
Yeah.
that. So,
Whatever, bro. Fucking Apple was started in
yeah,
a garage,
so it
right?
started with that little 60 capsule Cap'em Quick. I bought some shitty CD-ROM label maker. And then I printed on an inkjet printer. I got sheets of like the, labels that you know how you make your mailing labels or whatever. I got ones that they were glossy and the size of like a supplement bottle. And I printed on an inkjet printer and I hand wrapped them myself. I had a little capsule counter hand thing that I'd dump them in there and I'd polish them with like a clean terry cloth and I'd dump them in with a funnel.
yo, that is so.
This is your
And then I
humble
bought a
beginning.
little, the foil seal that's on them, a little induction sealer. So I'd get
Yeah.
the caps and I'd foil seal them, shrink wrap them by hand.
Damn, bro.
And that was, yeah.
How old
that
were
was,
you?
Let's compare that to your.
26, 25.
What would
Okay.
you
And so
say?
that stemmed into, so when Bryce asked me if I had a chemical discovery, I released a supplement. So that built into the point where I was actually started having someone contract manufacturing it. It was a brand. It was doing pretty well. So I was actually in the supplement industry for about 5 years out of college.
Okay.
I was running the gas stations. I'd work 12 hours a day. I'd go to my little like 10 by 10 office, lay my head down on the desk, pass out for an hour, and then work on the supplement brand all night.
Wow. That was androgenetics.
Androgenetics.
I'll
yes.
never forget
yeah.
that because it was such a cool fucking name.
Yeah, we had everyone had the construction
shirts.
green t-shirts.
Yeah, bro.
So I ended up, I had a molecule. I wasn't the first to release. I didn't create it. There was derivatives of it that were released. So I was the first one to release this specific version of it. Like say molecularly speaking, you have this circle and like one has a thing sticking off this way. One has a thing sticking off this way. So someone had to release the one with the thing sticking off this way. Someone released it with the thing sticking off this way. I released it with the thing sticking off this way.
Okay.
And I was the first one to release this specific version of this chemical. And it was hormonal, but at the same time, I was able to show, there was research that showed that it was naturally occurring. It was naturally occurring in game meat. It was naturally a derivative of DHEA, which is produced in your body. So DSHEA is the Dietary Supplement Health Education Act. And as long as something fit back then, if something fit in, they call it DSHEA, as long as something fit into that description, it was a supplement. So being that this was a metabolite of a pre-existing supplement, DHEA, and you arguably present in food, game meat, this could be a dietary supplement. At that same time, so it's steroidal in structure though. And at that same time, there was a huge, huge steroid thing, Barry Bonds, this and that. And I released that and I was selling that. And then all of a sudden I got an order from a laboratory that investigates these type of things. And I just happened to catch it. I always monitor who was on my, I'm just an anxious person. So I always monitor who was on my website. Yeah. And so I started seeing like regulatory, their networks would show up. Back then you could see whose network was on there. So say like, it wasn't FDA, but if FDA signed on there, it would say like, oh, FDA department, this and that. So I could see their networks back then. I don't know how you see it these days. I can't see it now, but so I started seeing people on there and there was an order from a laboratory. So I called this lawyer. He was the same lawyer for Barry Bonds and whoever else during the Balco trial. He was the Balco lawyer. And I was like, listen, dude, this is, cause who else am I going to go to? I know that he's in New York. I know that this guy's the one. And, This is about the same time. So all sorts of stuff happened at once. I think my mom died at this time too. It was all, all these things came together and so I told him what's going on. He's like, you got to shut the company down. I'm like, dude, I spent $16,000. Like every penny I had, I spent $16,000 on these bottles. I'm going to sell them. He's like, dude, the what you spend for me to represent you in court if something goes wrong. I'm like, yeah, but I can argue this. He goes, it doesn't matter what you can argue. It doesn't matter what the truth is. If somebody wants a juicy news story, you're screwed. That's what matters.
Isn't that fucked up?
Yeah.
Like even if you're not in the wrong to defend yourself, you're going to lose.
Yep. Yeah. And that's what he said. And he said, and he was very honest. I mean, he could have taken he could have been like, go ahead and do it and I'll represent you. But
call
me
in a week.
But he's like, it's silly. And it was silly. And it was upsetting. So when that happened, and like I said, my mom died, then I shut that company down. It was like, I just felt like I had to shut it down because I had made, I didn't do it the right way. I was working a job 12 hours a day. I was doing that 5 hours. It wasn't the company I wanted it to be. Right.
And you weren't treating it like you were a baby. It was like your side gig.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I did. It was everything to me. That was my dream. Right. Like, so as every day I went to work and fucking people yelling at you, treating you like shit, gas spraying on me. I'm cleaning shit off of walls. I got to go to I had that dream. You know what I mean? Yeah. I had that dream. Right. So that dream was there. And then when I shut that down and my mom died and whatever else, that was like, everything was gone. I'm like, I was living this crazy life. I'm doing shit where I might get in trouble. I'm partying with my friends. I'm doing that. I'm living on the edge. And then as time goes on, all these things start to fade and you're like, what do I have? I got nothing. Because like the gas station wasn't a fulfilling job. I learned a ton of shit. I did a lot. You know me, I worked nonstop.
Money was good.
I mean, listen, was it constant, right?
But it wasn't fulfilling to you.
No,
at all.
No, it was tough. It was really tough. And for me, dealing with the general public is not easy.
They're here for you, bro.
Fuck, let's get out of here. I shouldn't have said it.
That was quick.
I shouldn't have said
that. Was quick.
I said to myself I wasn't going to say anything.
Statute
of limitations, right? Can we get Raph in here? Or is it?
Raph, where you at? Shouts out to the Bassos.
Basso Law Group.
I love that. So then we fast forward a little bit. You're tired of doing the gas stations. So you choose to sell.
Yeah. So what happened was the gas stations were tough, dude. 365 days a year.
Yeah.
We weren't open 24 hours because you know what happens. We're open 24 hours. I'm going to work 24 hours. There's no question.
Fuck that.
So starting 4:30 in the morning, right? The guys get to work, guys, gals, whoever, anyone gets to work 4:30 in the morning. We close it by like 11:30 at night. So 365 days a year, you're on call 4:30 till 11 at night, right? And that's it. Nina and I ran the places. That's it. There's nobody else. There's no one to help. It's me or Nina. And then when Nina had the kids, it's pretty much just me.
Yeah.
So that's just, you have to be, I canceled on best friends' weddings. We had tickets to Bonnaroo that one year. So pumped to go to Bonnaroo 3 days before employee quits.
Dang.
Selling my Bonnaroo tickets.
I remember one of your horror stories, the one in Kingston. Didn't your employee quit and then come rob the place like a day later?
No, he didn't quit. He didn't quit. It was Vito's wedding. It was Vito's wedding. His brother's wedding. It's like 2 a.m. and I get a phone call from Nina's dad. We're partying. Me and Vito, we're chilling. What's up, Russo? Why is he calling me? What time is it? It's like 3 a.m. I answer. He's like, "Oh, somebody robbed the gas station, this and that." And I'm like, and this is how things are. The one fucking time, my best friend's wedding, 2 a.m. I got to deal with this employee who came back and robbed the gas station. So what happened? he came to me. He had some issues. Blah blah blah. I want to give him a chance, right? You want to give someone a chance. And I'm like, yeah, sure. He's on hard times. He's got a kid. He's trying to make some money. So he's coming to work with me at like 3. He's showing up at the work 4 a.m, right? I'm showing him how to open the gas station, everything. He comes for 2 weeks, 4 a.m. I meet him on a Friday to give him some pay. He wasn't on the books yet. So I give him a little cash on a Friday. He was supposed to open up on Saturday. I give him the cash, breaks in the gas station Friday night before he's supposed to open for his first day on Saturday. Needed him to fucking open for Vito's wedding, just for Vito's wedding. Just open. I said to him, this is my best friend's wedding. If you fuck up, I don't care. Just this one day, please just show up for me. That's all I want is this one day. Robs the gas station that night.
Yeah, what a piece of shit.
That is crazy.
Hey, you know what though? He had problems, right? So he tried. He was trying. Yeah, it was my problem, but he was trying. We all
it's
fuck
so
up,
funny,
right?
man. People are like, oh, I want to go work for myself. I want to make my own hours. Bro, when you work for your fucking self, you
work for the customer. You work for everyone else. You work for your employees.
You are
That's a good way to put it, is when you work for yourself, you actually work for everyone.
You absolutely do, because especially in the gas station, you're not, these kids don't give a shit because they're not making that much money. Would you give a shit if you worked in a gas station about the guy who's
you ready for this? When I was younger, I worked at a gas station. Some guy walked in the bathroom, walked in the front door. He was going toward the bathroom. He shit himself in the front door. I walked out. I quit immediately. I was like, I'm not.
I can one up you. I can one up you. People, we had a small bathroom in the Rhinebeck gas station, very small toilet, small
I was
bathroom.
there. I've been there.
Yeah.
It's a tiny gas
So it
station.
wasn't uncommon that somebody would just shit all over themselves in the bathroom. But sometimes get on the walls, you'd be like, what, you know that, remember like, was it Dumb and Dumber, where like he goes into the bathroom and
he's destroying it.
So that would happen. But on top of that, forget about cleaning shit off the walls, the sink everywhere. Like someone exploded in there, like their body just exploded. Somebody one time took their own shit and wrote gay on the wall.
Oh my.
Yeah. Yo, what could
God.
possess
But
someone
you know
to
what the
do
best
that?
part is? You walk in there and you're just like, I can't even be mad about this. This is fucking hilarious. I mean, you get used to it, right?
Lose fucking faith in humanity.
I'd rather clean up shit on the wall that someone purposely took their hand and wrote gay. Like, I can appreciate that than someone that just like exploded all over the wall. Put some effort into it, bro. If you're going to shit on a wall, do something with it, you know? If you're going to shit on walls, be the best at shitting
Why
on
are
walls.
people so disrespectful in
Holy
gas
fuck.
station bathrooms? What is it?
Frustration, right? Maybe angry. You feel like I don't know. I feel like when people are in gas, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of tremendous people that come in there. There's nice people. I've seen people. One day, someone was getting fuel, and this woman standing next to her, and she's like, 75 cents on pump 3. The woman goes, 75 cents? I'm like, this fucking bitch. You're gonna talk shit. The person has no money. She's like, yeah, that's all I have. And she's like, here's $20. Put $20 on there for her. Like, like stuff like that happens. For some reason, the bad stuff sticks in your mind. There's bad stuff too.
Right.
But I don't know why does someone do that? Because they're upset. Because
Because
they have a
have to
shitty life.
use
Their
a
dad
bathroom at a
beat
gas
them when they
station.
were a little kid, or no, it's true though. Think about it, dude. If you're miserable, if you're angry,
Take it
what
out
do
on
you
a gas
do?
station
Yeah,
bathroom.
fuck these guys.
You shit on walls and
People
gas
come in, dude.
stations.
They come in there angry.
All right. We're going
way
going
off
way
the
off.
walls.
All right,
Yeah.
so listen. We're going off the walls here. Get it?
Like that one.
Tell us more about your current products. What's your flagship like supplement that you made yourself that you're the most proud of? And what are your favorite supplements to make?
So of course I brought some props. So we got it. So the supplements that I make, I have some pills right now, which are muscle builders. They're like, we could they're like naturally occurring steroidal compounds that they operate on like insulin sensitivity, hormones, stuff like that, all around. And these, generally speaking, have purported health benefits and performance benefits, which is, I think is cool, is to be able to take something that's not just performance focused, right? Where you're going to sacrifice your health or something like that. So obviously taking something like this, you're not going to get the benefits of if you took like Dianabol, right? Like a steroid or something. Are steroids bad? That's all debatable, right? And nothing's inherently good or bad. But when you take that, when you're taking Dianabol, you're using it for muscle, there are going to be some side effects.
Yep. Right.
You're
Especially if
not,
you're
it's not
abusing it.
pure, right? Exactly. So could it be healthy? Could an oral steroid be healthy in a certain circumstances? Sure. but not in the context of bodybuilding or something like it.
Right.
I don't want to say it's unhealthy, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I think a good way
you're
to-
not taking it and saying, oh, my heart is getting better. Like
Right.
I'm building muscle.
I think a good way to exemplify it is like steroids have a terrible connotation with them, right? Like everybody says they're so bad, but
Yeah.
if you just do like one cycle, there's a lot of health benefits.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So again, there's so many different factors.
Right.
How much are you taking? What are you using? How long are you taking it?
Right. Assuming you're taking the right dosage.
Are you healthy? How do you respond to it?
Yeah, okay,
Do you
so
take a
there's
tiny
that too,
bit
yeah.
and your blood pressure's through the roof, and you have to monitor these things? So, standard side effects that can happen from steroids, high blood pressure, cholesterol levels. Those are the liver and kidney stuff can happen with oral steroids. With injectables, not quite so prevalent. But the big factor when someone says, oh, it's bad for your heart. Yes, they can alter your lipid levels in a negative manner, and they can increase your blood pressure, right? So that's not good. But when I got on testosterone, which is technically speaking, it's a steroid. When you reference anabolic steroids, the true definition is a derivative of testosterone, and they've been modified to be more anabolic, but we call it testosterone steroids. When I get on testosterone, I monitor my blood work. It's from a doctor. My lipid levels got better. So my blood pressure got lower. So yes, those are possible side effects, but if you're using it for certain things, it can be beneficial, right? It can actually.
TRT is huge now.
Yes,
Everyone talks about it.
It is. I mean, a lot of it is, I'm taking 250 milligrams of test a week. It's TRT, bro. Like, I'm like, where are you getting it? He's like, oh, from so-and-so down the street. I'm like, no, bro, you're just taking juice, just like we used to.
Yeah.
And everyone calls it TRT. But I mean, a lot of people are, they call it like, they have athletic doses and then they have Deca TRT and like, but yes, testosterone, TRT, I was on TRT at one point when I was 21. I always kind of had like weird hormone levels before it was even a thing. I thought steroids were cool back then. And when the doctor's like, we're going to prescribe you testosterone, I was like, oh,
it's so much more. It's so much more prevalent now.
Yes, but it's amazing, dude. You feel great.
Yeah,
you feel great.
Yeah.
All my health parameters, all the numbers are great. I'm monitoring that, but like mood wise, it helps. You've heard it a million times. Everybody says how great it is. I can't say enough.
And so now what you have made.
Tell me about what's between your legs.
Okay, so we talked about the pills and stuff. So my company is Magnet Genetics, and this is a failed product that I made. This is a pre-workout. It has like I don't know, 24 to 30 ingredients here. The serving size is 27.8 grams. So that's like a protein scoop of pre-workout.
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah.
Pre-workout.
So look at all those ingredients
Add
in there.
to 32 ounces
and
of
so
cold
what
water.
what I did is I formulated it in a sense where like anything that does something. So there's not just caffeine in there, right? There's a bunch of derivatives of caffeine. There's like 7 different, they call them xanthines. Like caffeine is methylxanthine. So there's things like theobromine, theophylline, dynamine, which is dynamine is the trade name. It's methylliberine, theocrine. So those are all derivatives of caffeine.
You just remember all that? Because you're doing your research on all these different things.
I don't even call it research. Dude, I've read about these so long. This is my life. This is all I do. So like when I talk about it, it's like you talk about anything that you like. Yeah. And I'm not going to pretend to know everything. You know what I mean? Like I just talk about what I like. I talk about what I know. And there's obviously people that have forgotten more than I know about this stuff, but like this is what I'm into. So when I'm
hold
talking
up. How did it fail? What do you mean failed?
So wait a second. The name is the flavor is raspberry research chemical. I love that.
So the reason it's called that is because it tastes so fucking bad.
Oh,
it is terrible. So that's the failure. Amazing formula. When I made the samples, it tasted okay. It tasted bad, but then when I scaled it up, it tastes like shit. So,
but you do get like is that like the
open it up and
mega
just like
pack?
smell it. You can taste it. I mean, there's everything in there. So that's something that's kind of
more smelling
Look
salts.
at the ingredients list, bro. It's the whole thing.
Yeah,
it's literally the whole thing.
Yeah, and then everything that's in there, right? There's a different derivative of everything. So almost for like a more robust feeling, right? So you don't just have the effects of caffeine, you have the effects of all the other ones that are a tiny bit different. And then I put things in there to magnify the effects of caffeine or change how it's metabolized. And then something like citrulline, you've heard of citrulline for pumps.
Yeah.
So, and this, listen, I'm not reinventing the wheel. The things that I'm saying to you here are things that other people have done too. That's a semi-unique formula, right? People looked at, I sent it out to people and they liked the formula, right? It's good. People in the industry liked it.
Smells like a doctor's office.
Taste it. Stick your finger in and just like taste it a little bit.
Just like take a little bump of it.
Yeah. Yeah, you should. No, don't do that. Trust me. Trust me.
Doesn't taste that bad.
Maybe it has to be in water.
Yeah, it doesn't really.
Tastes pretty fucking bad.
Oh, wait a sec.
Yeah, you got the chemical taste. That's the research chemical.
Hard as a fucking rock.
Research chemical is the flavor.
Yes.
For real.
It's bad.
It is blueberry research chemical flavor.
So my goal was to design
Bitter
it
as fuck.
formula only. That's all I cared about, right?
Yeah.
And with this company, I was like, I'm not going to succumb to this stupid 6-pack ab marketing, and I'm going to
Why don't you market it that way? Say, listen, we're not here for flavor. We're here for results.
Right. Okay, but I don't care.
also
I
needs
don't
to
care.
taste
I don't
somewhat.
care about flavor. That tastes fucking disgusting. I sent it to a guy who takes like fucking 10 scoops of pre-workout and throws up and all this shit. Way of the Dead gone, by the way. Look him up on Instagram. Wild man. He takes all these pre-workouts, and he took it, and he's like, dude, he's like, it works well, but I am scared to take it again because of how bad it tastes.
Oh my God.
So, and then there's just a few things that I messed up. Like when he's trying to pull it out there, the mesh of something is how fine you grind it. I ground it to almost, so micronized would be 200 mesh, right? So that's how fine the particulate is. I almost made it micronized. And when I did that, now it gets
Clumps.
so dense in there. It doesn't necessarily clump. You can break it up. It'll be a nice loose powder, but it just gets so dense. That's why he's
It
having
felt like a rock.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So that's another issue. So I'm not going to release a product that tastes like shit, that's too dense in there. You have to break it up when you get, there's too many check marks against it. And I wanted to, when you said release it as the most disgusting, but then I'm like, you know what? Someone's going to buy it and be like, oh yeah, I don't, just like me. Oh, I don't care. And then taste it, be like, I can't even fucking have this. I bought this supplement from these guys that just, the formula is amazing, but nothing else is there.
Yeah.
So
Just add more shit in though to make it taste good.
yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I try. The chemicals in there are so incredibly penetrating to the rest of the flavor, but it just, you can reformulate minor things, but I just thought it was cool to bring that because it's a very, very cool pre-workout, but also it's something I fucked up. I can't sit here and say, oh, it's the best thing ever. Actually, you'll never get to try it.
Yeah, that's funny.
But
I'm taking this shit home. I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, dude, it's great. It's great. It works great. But that's okay. But on to the next one. So change it a little bit, and we'll have something out there. But that's the first one I did. I wanted it to be formula only. I wanted it to be that.
3 best drugs to take to party.
Oh, 3 favorite party druggies.
Okay. So not my favorite, but I'm gonna say just general consensus. Number 1, alcohol. Everyone drinks alcohol at a party.
That's a great point.
So number 1 for everybody. Number 1 party drug to take for me, MDMA.
Yeah. Do you think it's the healthiest to take?
Again, different strokes for different folks. Is it the healthiest for everyone?
That's like the rule of thumb for everything. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. For me, yes. For me, yes.
What's number 3? Coke.
Coke. Well, number 2 would be maybe. Let's say number 2 is Phenibut. Remember, I told you about Phenibut. So Phenibut's not an illegal drug. It's a.
I've never heard about this until you said it. Tell us about Phenibut.
Phenibut. So let's just get them done. Phenibut, number 2. Number 3, Thai amphetamine Coke. Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's for people. That's for the people out there.
Whoever does it.
Yeah.
I don't know what they do.
It's not for me.
Yeah, not for me. I would never take anything like that. Phenibut's really cool. People consider it a nootropic. It used to be in supplements a lot. There were some FDA warning letters about it, so a lot of people don't put it in there. Can be addictive, so that's something to note. For me, no more addictive than alcohol. But it can be addictive. You take it a bunch of days in a row, you're not.
What do
gonna
you
feel
take
good.
it for? Do you take it for? I'm at work. I just want to have a better day. Do you take it for? I'm going out with the boys. I want to enjoy this.
Going out with the boys. So because I don't drink, Phenibut is my alcohol.
Where do
right?
I get Phenibut?
So I guess I'll shout out the company. They make great product. I have nothing to do with them. I have nothing to do with it. It's a company called Lift Mode, and they have great Phenibut. I've gotten it from there forever. Illegal. It's not illegal. It's not a supplement, although it does appear in some supplements. So there's the gray areas there.
Yeah.
but it acts on your GABA system. It basically, GABA is considered an inhibitory neurotransmitter. So it deals with like relaxing. It deals with mood, mellow mood you could think of. So basically what phenibut is a GABA molecule with a little circle on the top of it. So if you take GABA, it gets digested in your stomach. You might feel it a little bit. The GABA with the circle, which is phenibut, goes into your bloodstream, crosses your blood-brain barrier, gets in your brain, so it works. And now it's considered an anxiolytic, which relaxes you. Rumor has it, you have to fact check me on this, but when you read online, it says it was developed in Russia for cosmonauts, so it was something that would relax them, but not affect their fine motor skills or decision-making.
If it's good for astronauts, it's good for me.
Yeah, exactly.
So it just relaxes you, though?
It relaxes you.
it's also
Imagine
a
having a
nootropic.
few, so it's considered a nootropic for, verbal fluidity, for connecting with people.
Articulation.
I don't know
Shut
if
up,
articulation.
peasant. I'm asking him.
You shut the
Check
He
this
doesn't know
out.
anything about it.
You don't know
he,
shit.
He actually
You
doesn't
don't
know
know
what it is, and
shit.
he's saying it.
Tony always, we talked about alcohol as a party drug. Tony always says that tequila is actually an upper. Can you talk about what's a downer, what's an upper, what does alcohol do compared to like Coke or something?
So alcohol is I shouldn't say sloppy drug. It's a sloppy drug. It's a rough drug. It acts on so many different systems. So there is some dopamine release, right, that you get from the addictive component. It affects your glutamate system, so your neurotransmitters that communicate, that help you function and stuff. It's a what's the exact term? I can't think of it, but it kind of suppresses neurotransmitters and how they work.
That's why you start slurring and my right eye turns like this.
And then it can, and just that's the main effect. It's a depressant. I don't know. It's essentially a depressant, right? But then there's some stimulant, probably like affecting dopamine is a stimulant. But alcohol affects your fine motor skills from all that interaction in your brain. There's something called your NMDA receptor, and I believe it's an NMDA receptor agonist or something like that, or inhibitor, and that slows down cognitive function.
Turns you into Rocky Balboa.
Can I ask
Yeah.
one more question?
Yes.
Which of the drugs are actually just poison to your body, and which ones are actually like Earth's medicine? In your opinion,
I heard Hamilton Morris is I don't know if you've ever seen Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia. No. Guy's super intelligent, very into drugs, every aspect of drugs. I heard him say, I believe he was quoting someone else, that the dose makes the medicine or makes the poison. So again, I said this before, nothing is inherently good or bad, right? If you're diabetic, you take insulin. If you're not diabetic, well, you could take insulin too if you're a bodybuilder. I tried taking insulin.
But it's like if you have ADHD.
Let it go.
People ask me, so people used to ask me about the vaccine because I'm into science stuff. Chris, what do you think about the vaccine? I'm like, give a shit about a vaccine. I'm like, I fucking took insulin recreationally. You think I give a shit about a vaccine? I went and got the vaccine to see what would happen to me.
wait, what do you mean you took insulin regularly?
Recreationally.
Well, you wouldn't call it recreational. So for bodybuilding, you
bodybuilders.
for bodybuilding, you can use insulin because it's an anabolic hormone. It drives, you can eat a ton of carbohydrates after you work out, and it drives all those carbohydrates, all those nutrients into your muscles. There's so much. It's nobody should do that. Might not be safe. I don't know that much about insulin. I had a bodybuilding coach working with me, and I just always wanted to try it. I want to try everything, right? Try everything once. So I had to try it. But
what did it do for you?
I didn't. So the first day I took it before my workout with some carbs. I think I was supposed to take 2 IU intramuscular before my workout, and then drink whatever. I had a carbohydrate drink, some creatine I drank during, and then 2 IU after. So I felt great. I was having an amazing workout with the 2 IU before and drinking a carbohydrate drink. Then I took the 2 IU after, and for the rest of the day, I was like foggy. I felt weird. So I was a little hypo. I was drinking Gatorade and everything, eating carbs and everything. So I was a little hypoglycemic for the rest of the day, and I just felt foggy and felt strange. And I just, after that, I was like, you know what? I already had extreme reservations about taking it. When you go to take insulin,
Yeah, it's a little fucked up.
Yeah, does not feel healthy.
Yeah.
But there is there's people that know a ton about insulin, and apparently metformin is a very popular drug right now for life extension and stuff like that. It decreases blood sugar. It's a diabetic medication. It decreases your blood sugar, and people take it for life extension because there was research that showed that on a whole, people that were taking metformin had lower incidences of cancer or, some sort of disease mortality. So that stemmed this life extension community to take it. And having lower, I think that it's pretty agreed upon that lower blood sugar is healthier for you. High blood sugar causes a lot of issues. So taking the metformin would be something that would be beneficial. Again, all these things are so dependent upon so many things, but I was listening to a bodybuilder the other day who's really intelligent. He's been around forever and talks about all this stuff. I think it was Dave Palumbo, and he was saying that there was a reason that he didn't believe in metformin, that if he were to do anything like that, he would just take insulin, because it actually, when you're injecting the insulin, it actually gives your beta cells, it takes the stress off of them. So as opposed to your body producing the insulin, you're injecting it, it gives it a break. I don't know enough to comment on
detail about it now.
Yeah, but I'm
Tony,
just,
you know about this, right?
I study this all the time.
But where I was going with this is that, it's just like, you can't, everything's so complicated.
How
right? It's
often?
not,
Because I would assume you test almost all
I
the
don't
shit
know where the
you
fuck
make.
I just went with this.
The fuck
Life
is it
extension.
metformin? Yeah.
Insulin. Wait, how am I even talking about this?
I would assume you are like your own lab rat for everything, because you got to try it yourself. How often do you take things and they make you feel like shit? And how often do you take things and they make you feel amazing?
So I would say more like shit more often than not. So you're, again, you got to find what works with your body. And to find something, you're searching through stuff, right? Like you go out, you're dating. You're not, how many girls do you marry?
I married the first one I could.
Yeah. Oh shit. Well, that didn't work. Can we edit that out? Yeah, that's
Tony's not married, guys.
But no, man, it's trial and error. It's trial and error. And the reason that people don't do it, right, is because it gets very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable, right? I'm sure that you've done something before and you felt horrendous after. There's been times where I'm like, whoa, I'm either gonna die, or like the next day I'm at the bottom of the earth. I'm like, what's wrong with me?
Dude, I've even had bad experiences with trying stuff myself.
Yeah.
Like with workout supplements that,
dude, some of them are wild.
Something test boost shit that I was taking.
Yeah.
When I was younger,
Yeah, it's common.
I was taking a bunch of different shit. And
but it was probably
like great when you're on it.
Yeah.
And then you come off and you're like, I'm depressed. And I look
back
like shit.
then when we were growing up, everybody was taking these wild pro hormones that just we'd go to the nutrition store, they'd be like, here, take this. It was like the strongest oral steroid that just wasn't banned yet. And be like, I feel, look how jacked I am.
Bro.
Take this pill from the gas station across from fucking Arlington.
Is your dick working? No, when I look at my fucking arms, dude.
What are some of the common misconceptions you see often in like sports drug industry, in the sports drug industry?
One thing I think that gets blamed a lot is supplements. I think that, yes, there's supplements that will cause you to test positive, or there's instances where a supplement is spiked with something, but I think a lot of times athletes will be using some compound, and then when they get caught, they'll be like, oh, it was in this supplement. You know what I mean? And then
so they're using it as a scapegoat to get themselves out of trouble.
Maybe, maybe. Like I actually have a YouTube video on 4-andro, which is a precursor to testosterone. I was talking about how who was it? McGuire.
Mark McGuire.
Mark McGuire. How he was on androstenedione. It is a precursor to testosterone. It could make you pop positive for testosterone, but he's probably just on testosterone. Somebody who knew what they were talking about was like, dude, just say you were on andro. It's over the counter. It's the same shit. You know what I mean? Again, I don't know. It might not be the truth. I might be this is my conspiracy theory shit. You know what I mean?
I got one for
But it
you.
would be a quick way to get out of it. What?
A lot of people there's a big push in the popularity of a weight loss drug called Ozempic. Have you heard about that?
Yes. Semaglutide, I think. Yeah.
What is that? Is it bad for you potentially?
I don't think so. Again, I think that falls in like the initially it was I don't know. I think it's using off-label for weight loss. Maybe, I don't know. Initially it was a diabetic drug, I believe. So
Yeah.
So again, in the past, I was always like, oh, if something acts on insulin sensitivity, it's healthy if it's lowering your blood glucose. But again, like, I'm trying to take a different perspective lately. When I hear something like I was talking about, that bodybuilder said, oh, metformin, it's not as good as you think. So when I hear a little thing like that, like I'm telling you right now, I can't even tell you why or what it was, but then
Sounds
I'll
like
look
so much
into
stuff
that. So I
is
try
still
to,
theoretical.
yeah,
like,
it always, well, everything is, right? What are we even doing here? What are you?
Okay.
You don't know anything.
we don't know until he
We
gets
don't
into
know
his
anything.
lab and tests me.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I mean, nothing's concrete. You can't, people like to talk in absolutes. There is no absolute. You
Honestly,
cannot talk
when you
in
were
absolutes.
coming here today, I thought that this industry was going to be so much more of absolutes, and that like you would say, "Oh, these drugs have this result all the time." So to hear that, different strokes for different folks,
Yeah.
is a little eye opening.
Yeah. And that's a lot of marketing, dude. Even the people that are out there that are professionals that are telling you like, oh, this works great. Like, what's his company?
Maybe for that guy. it
Yeah.
works
Yeah. But
great.
also,
oh yeah,
how are they, how
Right.
does that work?
right.
And they took it and thought it was great. Maybe you don't think it's great. You
Right.
know what I mean? So a lot of this stuff is fueled. I started a blog called Radical Research, and I was like, I'm just going to write about, this is when I had nothing, right? I had just had the gas station. So I'm like, I'm going to research and write about write about obscure drugs. So that was my little outlet. So I'd write these little write-ups on obscure drugs. And then someone found my page and they're like, dude, write me an article and you could get paid, if you write about my thing, about my, we sell this product. So just write about it. So something as little as that blog was nothing. I made nothing. It was nothing. It was nothing, right? You'd think I'd just write it and be happy. Something as little as that blog. I wrote an article for this guy. It got contaminated by money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy.
So
Isn't
then
it
now when
nuts
you're
that-
talking big money, right? When I could be the best guy in the world and someone says, Chris, look at this. Look at this extract. We sell it and it's good. And I'd be like, oh, it is good. And then they're going to pay me $1 million. Well, you know what? It's good. I feel okay saying it. And I'm going to say, listen, this is the best.
Right. A little
So-
biased when there's a fucking check coming.
Yeah.
How fucked
our
up
boy
do
Liver
you think
King.
it is in
Yes.
that?
Cracks
Eat
in the
liver, bro.
United-
You look good. You look just like
he
that.
cracks me
Yeah,
up.
he's. I'd want to know your opinion on him. So let's ask that question next. How fucked up do you think it is that in the United States is one of the only countries where big pharma can make fucking commercials to people? How do you what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know, because I think that people should have access to stuff, right? To information, but everyone has access to information
But
now.
then shouldn't it be given
So,
to doctors, the commercials?
For sure. That whole industry. So it's weird, right? It shouldn't be. Should it be advertised to people? I don't know. Because if you're sitting at home and you have some issue and this drug comes on, you're like, hey, how come my doctor didn't tell me about that?
Okay.
And it's a business, right? They want to make money. They can advertise.
Do you think that health should be a business?
I don't know, but how?
Who else would
How-
you give it to? The government to run?
Yeah. Well, how?
It's
how
either
else could-
private or
yeah.
it's public.
I know. It's kind of fucked
so
up though.
It's tough, but that's all we know,
Right.
right? There's got to be money. No one's doing anything for free.
Unless there's money involved.
Right.
Kind of
I
crazy.
feel like
then-
it's
and
all
then,
because there's so many people. Like the population is what fucks it up. Farming is sick.
Yeah.
The stuff they're putting in the fields
It's
is
disgusting.
literally changing the density of the nutrients in our soil. And that's only because they have to do it for millions and millions and
Right.
millions of people.
Correct.
Right.
That's why it's fucked up.
Yeah. And then
maybe we need
so at the
Thanos,
same
bro.
time, there's a lot of stuff, right? There's all these issues
It's
that we
daunting.
find.
There's no way
always
out.
life is pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's true.
We're always trying to find something to feel bad about, something that's wrong, something that's unhealthy, something that's bad. I feel pretty fucking good, dude.
Yo.
Yeah, I
feel
know.
pretty
What's funny
good.
about that?
You
though?
look
I was
pretty
just,
good.
I was just watching.
We're
a
doing
video
okay.
about that. Why are people so addicted to looking for something to be worried about?
That's what our brains do. Our brain. No.
Have
Yeah,
you like this big topic that keeps coming up in my life is fear porn, right?
Yeah.
You go on TikTok and they're like, the bombs are flying in Palestine.
Well,
We're all
let me
gonna
tell
die.
you
We're
something
going to
though. Let me
World
tell you
War
something,
III.
Tony.
These are the most
you built
popular-
that. You built that feed.
Oh, I know.
When you
Oh,
go
so
on
then
my
it's
feed-
just me.
When you go on,
Talk
I
about
don't know.
it.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but
Listen to me. I don't know a single current event. People talk to me. They're like, "The fuck did you not hear about that?" I don't need to watch the news. I don't need to know any of that stuff. I don't watch violence. I don't watch violent movies. I don't have any of that in my life. It's all eliminated. I have no idea what's going on. Somebody told me the other day, and this said, people will say it's ignorant or whatever you want to say, but I don't need what is
doesn't
unless
serve you.
I'm doing something about it, which I'm not going to, and I'm sure a lot of the people that are fucking consuming it they're not going to do anything about it.
99.9%.
Yeah, so
I
I will
love
say
that.
I'm not going to do anything about it. Okay, I'm going to live my life, and I don't need it. I don't need it.
I love that.
You don't have to know everything. In this day and age, if I have to know something, I'm going to fucking know. You know, Tony's going to call me and be like, dude, the world's ending. I'm like, I didn't see that.
All right, cool. I'm in my lab. Just let me know when it's done.
Yo,
I'm gonna try to fix something
I
up real
actually
quick.
really like that message though, Chris.
And this
It's
is
like-
going to sound fucked up. People are probably going to get upset about this or whatever, but someone said something about what's going on in Israel to me yesterday. I didn't know. And I just said, dude, I don't need to know. I don't need to know.
You don't?
And I don't. And there's going to be people saying how, you know, I can picture someone, you know, I don't know what the negative is to that. I can picture someone saying like, how could you not know? How could you not?
Yeah,
It's not
there's
that I don't
people dying.
care. It's not
Yeah.
that I'm an empathetic person, dude. That hurts. It hurts.
Right.
I have my own hurts. I have my own shit to deal with. And if I can do something, so if they were like, if I had the opportunity to go help somebody and Chris was like, they were like, Chris, you need to go help that guy. I mean, it could be like, no, dude, I'm good. Like, I just don't need to know if I can't do anything. If it doesn't
good
offend,
point.
you know,
That's a good
I want to
point.
enjoy my life. I want to look at my child and smile. I hear so many people talking so negatively about, oh, the world's ending, this and that, social media. Dude, life is fucking good for me.
I know.
Life is good for you sitting right here. There's two realities. There's the reality right now with us sitting here having a fucking amazing time. And then there's the reality of what you paint on the internet. And that is, or internet media, whatever you want to say, but that is a reality. I'm not going to take away from that reality. When you're sitting there staring at your phone, everything you see, that's a reality. That's a virtual reality. And that's fine. That is a reality. But there's also another world of what is physically happening. And to me right now, this physical world has more value to me. You know, they're melding and they're changing, but you can build you build the world around you. Right? Your brain, you only see through your eyes.
Orchestrate it.
Yes. You build the world
It's like
around
whatever
you.
you let in.
Right. There's
That's
a
your
book.
world.
Well, I like the whole that you said you don't even watch violent movies. That's a whole nother
man.
take, bro.
I can't. My son wants to watch. He puts them on at night or something. He's 5, but even something that's mild, right? That a kid could like a superhero movie, and I can't watch it before bed. I don't want to watch it before bed. I try not to watch. There was a long period of time where I couldn't watch sad things. I'm a little better now. I could not. Anything was sad, I'd leave the room, turn it off. Bambi, no way, no
said
sad
Bambi.
shit. No
I
sad
love that
shit.
was the thing you went to,
It's like
baby.
Lion King.
I'm just that's yeah.
Dad?
No, that's just
Dad?
because I'm saying, you know, these simple movies. I don't need I don't need to see someone's parent die or something. I got my own shit, right?
That's fucked up.
You got your shit, right, Tony?
It's for real.
Tony, let me
It
ask
is
you-
interesting. Like, imagine if you didn't if you didn't have access to.
Bro,
I took it midway.
I opened it to try to get you, and I got myself. My eyes are on fire.
I took it midway through before. I just took more of it.
Yeah, let me get. Hey,
I just
let me
wanted
wake
to
up over
fuck
here.
with you a little bit.
Lit me up.
What were you
It's
saying,
interesting, though,
Zach? What were you
if you don't let in any of that outside emotion, it's like
Yeah, it can't
you
breach your
only are now
walls.
based off of your emotions that you have in the day to day to day.
I
Like,
really
if you
like
don't
that,
look
Chris.
at the world and,
your-
everything
right.
else, then
and your view is different. Someone
Yeah.
the other day, this random person. What do you think of our president? So, I don't know. Same thing I thought of the last one, the one before that. I said, honestly, I don't give a shit about politics. I don't talk about him. He goes, I don't typically talk about him either, but what do you think about Biden? I'm like, dude, I don't care. You know, everyone's
bro,
so
it's a
point.
great point.
He couldn't wait to have this conversation.
Yeah.
And he thought I was gonna be like, yeah, fuck him. But that guy wants a friend. They want to feel unity, right? Anyone wants to feel unity. When you join a side, when you're chanting something at someone else, like, yeah, you guys are fucking wrong, and someone stands next to you and goes, yeah, dude, yeah, you're right. Just want a friend, man. That feels good. It feels good. So it's understandable, but everybody can be friends.
Damn, bro.
right?
I
There's room
really
for
like
everybody.
your mindset, bro.
I do like it. I still think
Powerful.
like I need to have. I think because you're in business and I run a business too, that we need to have some sense of the world and what's going on. Maybe
Yes.
not geopolitically.
Yeah.
but definitely like
No.
economically.
Yes, no, 100%. It's so okay. Yes, to a certain extent, but again, like I chose my little niche, right? So I'm in that.
Yeah,
I'm in that.
you know
and,
that-
and there's so much information that's given to us. So many people talk to us, even though I don't follow these things. Someone talks about it on their stories. Someone says it. So I get little tidbits of stuff here and there.
Yeah.
And then all the people that complain about shit, you get you get this like overly exaggerated version of what's really happening with anything. So you can kind of grasp from that, you know, context clues and everything. I don't dip inside of it. I don't dive into it. And
You know what? I'm gonna take that page out of your book a little bit. I have definitely
Because Tony's a fucking doomsdayer.
I have definitely been
Every time we talk, the world's gonna
ingesting
explode.
too much.
think about
negative
this,
shit.
dude. Forever is right now. Forever is right now, because to us, forever at this moment, this is all we have.
got,
There's
right.
no past. There's
So
no future.
right now is forever.
So
Bang.
it doesn't matter if the world blows
Backwards
up
and
tomorrow.
forward.
Look at. Would you rather?
Tony's just out here rubbing shit on his own walls. Just writing shit.
writing it, writing stuff and shit.
was me.
Would you rather perish tomorrow, like know that you were going to perish tomorrow and revel in it, or would you rather just enjoy today and perish tomorrow?
That's facts.
Right? You're going to sit there. It's like
Worrying
dipping your
about
feet in cold water.
tomorrow doesn't solve tomorrow's problems.
Correct.
It only takes away today's peace.
Correct.
Ooh, nice
So-
little bar there.
There's a little bar.
Yeah. And if
Little
you, dude, and then if you think on that level and you spend that time and you're present, think about how much more you'll enjoy somebody next to you. You know, where if Tony's like, oh, you know, this government's fucking us up, we're going to come to an end. And then someone else likes the government. They're like, oh, well, if you just didn't give a fuck and you're just enjoying today, then you and that person would have a nice time
Yo,
together.
I'm living the Chris life,
Now,
bro.
But at the same time, I'm not going to hate on anybody because people like that. People like to interact in that way. That's just not how I interact. So,
Samesies.
but to each their own, right? You got to have.
Samesies.
From now on out,
I talk shit about a lot of things, but I do not have altercations with people typically in person.
No, let me.
Oh,
but that's
yeah.
but that dude. That negativity when you're talking shit about something, when you're bringing something down, that spreads to everything else, dude. Think about it this way, right? Everybody's so
been that
unhealthy
way.
these days. What do you put in your body? The chemicals, this or that. What do you put in? But nobody thinks about what they put in their mind. When you're consuming something, right? Yeah. You are what you eat. You're consuming with your brain. You are what you're consuming. What are you choosing to consume? Are you consuming something that's healthy, that makes you feel good? Or are you consuming shit?
Yeah.
Are you consuming something negative? Are you going to make your brain shitty?
Yeah.
well, that's the whole business model of media and news outlets.
Yeah.
Is to make it as shitty as they possibly
right.
can.
And it always has been, right?
Yeah.
News has always, they prey on that. So
News is fear porn. That's all that
yeah.
is.
And unfortunately,
It's a
dude,
business.
It's a business, right? And what are you going to do when something works for you? You're gonna
Follow
do it.
the
Continue to
money.
fucking
Yeah.
push it.
Yeah.
Follow
So
That's the
views.
unfortunate aspect
So-
of it.
So you can't blame them though. That's our decision making, right?
Yeah.
They don't make us like it. We like it. So whatever, you are, when you're upset about something, you're the consumer. You're the one that's doing it, right?
Yeah.
People complain about Facebook. They go on Facebook to complain about Facebook. You just
That is
use the
true.
platform that you're talking shit about. You know,
crazy.
if you didn't like Facebook, you know what you do? Delete it.
Right. Well, that's
we
the best.
can't.
That's the best thing you could do.
People can't.
But again, Facebook is good for some people, right? My grandmother, 90. Oh God, this is terrible. I don't know her exact age, but she's close to 100. If she's not 100, shit.
Make it up.
Sorry.
Nobody's gonna know. She's
Fuck.
97.
No, she will watch this. Facebook. She's on Facebook, dude, and that's good for her. She sees what's going on. She knows what's going on. My mom's parents. So my dad's mom, she's connected. She has Facebook. My mom's parents were not. She is still alive and still very much in everything. I'm not saying they died because they weren't on Facebook.
That was what the point you were about to make. That was literally
But
the point.
she has a greater connection to the world.
Yeah,
They
it's a
did
great
not.
way
And
for-
she has this, I just feel like it brings more life.
Well, we're very social creatures. We
Yes.
feed off of that.
Yes.
That's
So
why
that-
social media is so weird for us because like it's so good for us, but it's also terrible because it's not real human interaction.
Yeah.
But it's still feeding that part of your body and brain that you need, the social aspect.
What I will
You
say
know?
though, it seems fucked up a little bit right now, but everything is in the beginning. Our kids are going to look back at us and be like, you guys used to fucking post this shit and say that. You guys are idiots. We don't know how to use it.
Right.
We're still learning. We're always learning how to use something, but right now especially, and the most difficult things in my life have bred the best results.
Example.
My mom dying. I went to the depths, dude.
I was there. I was
And I came out of that much stronger, right? Going to the gym, you do squats. Well, squats are hard, but you get in shape.
Oh, listen,
the hard
I'm a
shit,
huge proponent of the message that you're pushing
until
right
it does
now.
it, until
This
it's
is
too
the
hard.
best thing that
until
ever
it's too-
happened to me.
Actually, you know what? Let me say something about this, Tony. Let me bring this up. So Tony came to my house the night before he chopped his leg off purposely to make it in this podcast. He came to my house to show my son Braden. Him and Vito came over on their bikes to, show him the Harleys and everything like that. And Tony had a helmet on. Do you remember what the helmet said on the inside?
Yeah, it was like, this is not a real this
For
is a
entertainment.
prop. Yeah, it said for entertainment purposes only or some shit. It's
And I'm like,
this is a
dude, I was
prop.
like, dude, be careful. And he said to me, he goes, dude, if I crash this thing, I'm going out in a blaze of glory. He's like, that's it, just dead.
but I lived.
And then you fucking lived and
So
lost
how
your
do you
life.
feel about that?
I did die that night. The old Tony died.
But what
And the
about
new
that statement?
Tony was
How funny is
reborn.
that statement?
I did go out in a blaze of glory, and I came back from the ashes like a phoenix, bro.
What's the biggest change?
In my life,
What? So old Tony to new Tony. What's the biggest change? I know it's so complicated, but just something.
well, gratitude. Just
Gratitude.
gratitude. I live on gratitude.
'Cause
I live and
could be
operate on
gone
gratitude
like that, yeah.
because I should have died.
Yeah.
and I'm still here.
And now you're just
So
now
I'm
you're just
grateful
living.
for every
You're just
little
living.
thing.
Yeah, you're on borrowed time.
That's it, bro. Gratitude
Love it.
for everything.
You're just happy to be here.
Just fucking happy all
Stop
the time.
watching those shitty videos.
I
and
know.
Be happy.
Yo, I think this conversation was much needed right now in my life because I have been tuning
And you
into
can,
that
you
bullshit.
can alter your thing. Don't show me this again. People, this person's so annoying. Don't show. Silence them.
I'm
That's
just
it,
done
man.
with the fear porn.
You
bro.
make your world. Even here, it's harder to do. In the virtual world, it's easy. You can just click a button. In the real world, it's hard to build your own
Well,
world.
I
but you
don't
can.
have any negative impact, negative influence whatsoever in my day to day. Our fucking hive here, because this is where we live.
Yeah.
We're so positive. All we do is ride each other's dicks, for lack of a better term.
People must
Well,
be
how come
watching.
no one
around
did
and
that?
we're
How
the
come we
fucking
did-
best.
Where was that? You guys did that before I got here? Or?
No, but it's
What
just
the
like
fuck,
this.
dude? No,
We give each
I'm
other
just
our,
a guest. I don't care.
we give each other our flowers.
Jesus.
We give each other our flowers. We tell each other we're the greatest because that positivity and that mindset is
Yeah.
like so important and it's embedded in our cult.
You guys are the greatest. You
People
guys are the
probably
greatest.
look
You're
at
the
us from the
greatest.
outside
A lot
and
of
think,
people knew who you were.
like, how are these guys all connecting the dots on different planes all the time?
Yeah.
And
No, you
honestly,
guys are good.
We just love each other.
I said to Tony, I always said to Tony, you should be an actor. You should be this. You should be that. Your person. Everyone's always said how Tony, he's so good to be around. He's just so he's such a character. You want to be friends with him. And I said to him, I think the podcast is going to do well because when you watch a podcast, when you want to be friends with the people, when you want to interact with them, that's when it's good because then you tune in. You're like, oh, these are kind of like my friends. Let me get in there. And I said, and that's Tony's personality. Sorry, Zach, I knew him first. I'm not saying
You're all
not
good, bro.
to
Yo,
not to
do
You're
you
all
talk
want
about
to
good.
hear
Tony.
something
but
funny?
You're all good.
Tony,
We were at your
Zach
house.
is the eye candy. He's like the good looking.
He should actually sit with his ass facing
That's
the
all I
camera.
got.
Yo, I was sitting at your house before the podcast started, and Georgie's like, yo, we're going to start a fucking podcast. And then I actually did.
And you actually did.
But just by chance, it was his idea.
Chris,
Yeah.
which episodes have you actually watched on YouTube? At least hit the full length version play on this podcast.
So
Don't lie.
Please
not
say
gonna,
none.
I've never watched the entire.
An entire episode.
No.
That's
no,
fine.
but which
No.
one have you gone
So-
onto the full
Chris,
video
go.
version and press
So
play?
let me.
When have you gone on YouTube
this
and
is what
press play on a
happened.
full
This is what
video?
happened yesterday. I went on and I went to the most recent one. I said, let me do a little prep before I get on there. I said, should I go into it cold? I don't know. Should I prep? So I'm like, let me just watch. I started watching it. Immediately had a severe anxiety attack. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't listen. I can't watch. I can't.
Wait,
do
what was
it.
that?
Wait,
Was that
why?
with Manny
was it?
Soto?
Yes.
His mentor was Ed
Oh,
Valdez?
Dude,
Sexy
I get
Next?
so excited and anxious about things like intensely. It's painful.
Really?
Intensely painful.
What do you take for that?
Well, I took a little Phenibut today because that's a little more social. But usually I take so gabapentin is a prescription.
Oh, no.
That I have a prescription of gabapentin. It's not dissimilar to Phenibut.
Dude, JJ
But I'll take
Mullally
it.
has to take that. He's a quadriplegic.
Yeah,
I
that's
take
fire.
Yeah, but gabapentin. Don't they call
That's my man.
Yo, don't they call
Yeah.
gabapentin like the everything drug?
Is there a
Because
dosage
they
for
give it to people
taking
for
of this?
everything.
Yes, they do for everything. But it's for me, it's been an amazing anti-anxiety. So I as the seasons change, I get real crazy with the seasons. I either go way up or way down.
Really?
Yeah,
What's your favorite season?
Definitely not winter. Winter's a downer.
Yeah, winter.
Seasonal
Sometimes I
depression
bounce
is
back
real.
in winter. Yeah, I'm on paper. I might be bipolar or whatever.
According to my doctor
Okay.
or whatever.
Well,
According to
actually, no.
myself.
So my psychiatrist and my therapist, they won't put labels when my psychiatrist,
Just a little bit.
psychiatrist, you know what a
What's
psychiatrist
your
is?
heritage background? Yeah.
All right, tell us about your psychiatricycle.
My psychiatrist is the fucking man. Super smart, super analytical.
How much morphine do you give him a week?
Yeah. No, he's dude.
You remind me of
tries
Jordan
to-
Belfort scene when he's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I take this to stay awake.
Yeah.
I take this to.
So there was a period of time though where I really did do that. I had a pill for everything.
What was it? Give
One
us
to
the-
wake
give us
up
the
to
dr-
it.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't. It was when I was in the gas stations. It'd be anything. So I there was always. I'd get up in the morning. I'd have this massive coffee and a Monster, and I'd take something called amp citrate, which is when they had Jack 3D, there was something called DMAA in it.
I remember. Do you guys remember Jack 3D? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was one of the first pre-workouts I was taking. That I went to go re-up on it, and they were like, "It's gone. It's illegal now." And I was like, "What?" And then they just make new shit.
Yeah. So there was something called amp citrate that was a derivative of DMAA. So I'd take some amp citrate. I would take something called Nupep, which is that's a nootropic. And then I would take something called Hordenine, which is it had some mild MAOI properties, which is MAOI is monoamine oxidase inhibitor. So what that does is monoamine oxidase breaks down all your neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine. So when you inhibit that, you have a higher level of neurotransmitters. So I would take that as like my morning coffee cocktail. So I'd have the cognitive enhancement of Nupept, which is it's an oral peptide that, again, it works on, we talked about glutamate before. That's a lot of brain function stuff. And I think it has some interaction with acetylcholine, but it's a true nootropic drug. So it gives you, and it actually has a bit of a mood boost to it. And then I would, what else? At nighttime, I would take with my vitamins, but I'd take like some sort of valerian root and GABA and melatonin. And then I'd take I'd take 5-HTP if I was feeling depressed.
What do you think of that? I hear a lot about
5-HTP, amazing.
Really?
Amazing, dude. I spent it.
What's the best way to get these? Like, how do you find a clean version of this stuff?
You know what?
Like,
If you go on, I hate to plug Amazon, but the products that are on Amazon are pretty well vetted.
Really?
Yeah. So to get a product on Amazon,
value.
You have to show that it was manufactured in a GMP facility, that they're certified and stuff like that. So again, as much as I hate to say, go to Amazon,
I'm surprised to hear that. So
no, Amazon vets them pretty well.
Amazon is a good source.
They have a lot of Amazon has a lot of liability, right? So they're not just going to let shit supplements go on there.
Well, I'm surprised to hear that. I have a lot more faith now because I do buy supplements through Amazon.
Yeah, I have a retail supplement website. I still go on Amazon sometimes to buy it. I fucking hate it. I'm like, all right, I'm ordering this next time, so I don't buy it from them. But yeah, you can't, dude. You can't hate on Amazon. And there's a lot of small vendors on Amazon too, right? So when you're buying something, you're supporting a small vendor as well.
Yeah.
Have you ever taken Alpha Brain?
I'm addicted to it.
I've taken all the ingredients in it. I don't know why. I just never tried Alpha
How
Brain itself.
special is Alpha Brain? Are the ingredients in it, and is it a mystery or not? What is it?
No, I don't think it's a mystery. I think there's a lot of, I can't offhand remember everything that's in there, but from a general perspective, there's a lot of the common
lion's mane
lion's mane is amazing.
I think theanine.
Yeah, theanine I don't like. Not that it's not good. It
That's
makes
so
me
weird.
tired.
I texted theanine
Yeah,
to
you did.
today.
That is weird.
was
Theanine makes me tired, so I'm just not a big theanine guy.
Theanine.
But it works. People love it with caffeine. They love it and all. I believe theanine. Back to GABA. I'm pretty sure. I should know this, but I'm pretty sure theanine works on GABA. Jamie,
Jamie, can you Google that?
Jamie's amazing. He's amazing with
I think it does.
Google.
Theanine is, yeah.
I think it works on GABA. I know it's
gonna say what you
relaxing,
said.
but I don't know the exact mechanism.
I don't take much. I'm the complete opposite. I drink caffeine, a lot of it. That's it.
That's
my
good
whole
though.
thing.
That's your thing, baby. You
Lot
know
of
what? A
caffeine.
lot of people don't. They
He
don't
carries
like
around
that.
vitamin packs full of
Yeah.
shit. Takes like 100 vitamins a day.
No,
I
right
live
now,
better through
all-
still
science.
looks like
I live better
shit.
through science.
All I take
Still-
now is
You still look like shit though.
Yeah, L-theanine.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Hold
my
on,
point.
hold on,
I just
guys,
had my
guys,
senator
guys,
moment.
guys. Look at us. Look at us. Who would have thought?
who'd have thunk it?
L-theanine does cross the blood-brain barrier to GABA.
All right. I knew
Yeah,
it.
whatever the fuck that means.
I knew it. Come on, man. All this GABA talk, you still don't know?
It directly
Inhibitory
Every time you say it,
neurotransmitter,
every
bro.
time you say it, it makes me think of
Bro.
Gamma from Hulk.
Okay, ready?
Gamma rays.
Let's
Gamma
say you
rays,
can
yeah.
only take one supplement a day. What's your supplement? What are you taking?
His pre-workout that's got it all.
No,
Wait,
let's say
so
like,
what do you mean?
like
One
one
stuff-
chemical
oh, okay.
compound. You're limited
For the
to
rest of my
one
life,
chemical
or just
compound.
for a day?
the next month.
For the next month?
Someone says, "Hey, you just have one chemical compound that you can take."
Again, so these are tools. What state am I in? What am I doing? Where are we? What are we doing?
Okay,
Regular work
okay.
week?
No,
Am
you're
I on
regular work week.
vacation?
You're a
Okay.
regular everyday worker.
Alpha GPC.
What is that?
That's a form of choline that crosses the blood-brain barrier, and it helps with focus, helps with energy. It's not a stimulant, but it's a really good cognitive product.
Better than, so like an alpha brain.
So I'm sure there's alpha GPC in alpha brain. It's
okay.
alpha glycerol phosphorylcholine, I believe that's it. So it's a choline molecule. There's choline. You have acetylcholine molecules in your brain that help with how your brain functions. This has a choline molecule, and then there's a lipid attached to it, and that helps it cross the blood-brain barrier. So kind of before, like when we talked about phenibut, there's a GABA molecule, something attached to it, helps it cross. So a lot of times molecules on their own, they can't be absorbed, or they get metabolized. So you usually add something molecular to it to help it to
like
facilitate
the fast
it.
pass.
Yeah, like,
To get its brain.
yeah,
What? That was a sick analogy, dude.
yeah. No, you're right.
Fucking spot on. Shut the fuck up, dude. You're killing the vibe in here.
You know what?
Your outfit
So it's
today
all
is pretty
fun.
insane.
I'm out
by
of
the
here.
way,
I know my outfit is a little
it's
fucked
nothing
up
that
today.
makes sense.
You know what?
I know. I
I'm
wasn't
glad
planning on
we're
wearing
This is like, yo, you're going out in Puerto Rico, and then all of a sudden you covered up with a biker jacket, and I don't know what's going
Little
on.
biker
then you
gang
put-
in Puerto Rico.
And then you put on
you put
fucking
on-
Converse.
Yeah, exactly. Look
Low cut Converse.
But there's a lot
I'm
of
in a
black
biker
going on. I
gang.
feel that. I like that we have
Yeah.
black on.
Always.
I was asked Nina 50 times what to wear.
You look
She's
great.
like, Chris, just stop. I was carrying all this shit, I'm bringing all this shit with me.
Tell me
She-
what else you have. We
All right.
haven't seen everything else in there.
Nina's
Bring
like,
me-
just
bring
be
me the box.
yourself. Just be. I was bringing an
Chris,
espresso
you're the
machine.
best.
Terrible
I had
advice,
an
Chris.
You're the
espresso
best.
machine. She's like, just stop.
What the
God.
fuck are we gonna
Bring
bring an
an
espresso machine
Make
for?
us espressos.
Obviously.
Oh,
Chris,
my
just so you know, you
God.
got a tight camera shot. So if you want to show the camera, just close to the mic, close to your face, so you
Okay.
can show.
All right, so we had the pre-workout. So this is another company that I partnered on with my brother-in-law, VitaPep. So what these are is they're topical solutions that we're putting peptides in. So you've heard of peptides.
Yo, I was just
You heard-
talking to someone. I wanted to try some.
If you heard of
Yeah.
TRT, you heard of peptides.
BPC, TB,
I
I
have
wanna
to
try
right
it
here.
out.
I have to right
Dallas
here.
Fires Club.
This is like a really hot
Hold
topic
on, let
right
him
now.
hold on, let him finish this.
Well, I want you to tell us. I want you to break down and unpack what
not
peptides
yet,
are.
not yet. Let him finish that thing.
So
All right.
what we did, peptides, they usually come, if you don't get it from a pharmacy, the whole peptide area is it's kind of like a gray
Right.
area. So a lot of people are buying research chemicals. They're peptides that somebody's packaging up in a vial, and then you add water to it, and then you inject it in yourself. So where's that being made? I don't know, right? If you're not getting it from a pharmacy, I'm not saying they're bad. There's a lot of good companies out there that make peptides. They're fine, but you don't know what you're getting always, right?
Right.
So what I wanted to do was I want to make something that you feel a little more comfortable doing. You're not injecting it. It's a topical solution. So it has the peptide in there, and then it has a carrier in there that carries it across your skin.
Wow.
So there's a rule of thumb with so it can't be transdermal because transdermal would be a drug, but there's a rule when you're trying to cross the barrier of skin, something can't be over 600 grams per mole. It can't be over a certain weight. So peptides are over that weight. So this there is research though that shows that the carrier will work, but it's not a solid science, right? So if I were to sit here and say, you're delivering these as strong as an injection, blah, 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 that would not be true. So are they being delivered? Most likely. But could I say to you 150% that thing's crossing your skin? No. But
so
people
are
are
you saying
using
there's
them and they like it, right? So, I'm not going to, again, no absolutes. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it crosses, it does this and
But
that.
what does it do?
It may. So what these peptides do, these two right here, I have BPC 157 and I have TB 500.
Bro.
I
That's
mean,
the
they're
two I
super
was just
I
popular
want
right
to buy.
now.
I'm buying
So
those.
check those out. They're actually, let me show you real quick.
I'm gonna fucking rub it on my elbow right
look,
now.
Look at that.
Give me it. I'm rubbing it on my elbow right
I
now.
put it on like
Put it on your elbow.
chapstick.
So now the only issue with the roll on, again, I'm being fully transparent here, right? I'm not gonna. I told you when I got here, under deliver. What did I say? Undersell,
Over-promise,
Under deliver, over promise.
undersell,
Overpromise,
under deliver.
I'm so used to just over delivering. I don't know how to speak anymore.
Undersell,
Yeah.
over deliver. So the only issue with that roller is that you can't get the exact dosage. But since we're doing it transdermal, it's not going to be if you kind of wet the area and you want a certain dosage, but
I have a high grade
application-
sprain in my elbow. It's been fucked
Let's
up
get
for
it, baby.
2 months and it will not fix itself.
So next ones I'm moving on. I got a little pumper right there. So
What's
now
that?
you know
Oh.
the
It was like
exact
QVC,
dosage. But,
bro. I love
but smell that? That's nice. This is, oh my God, this is so nice.
Guys, you're going to have to call in now because we're running
is
out.
glue.
This
Ladies
is-
and gentlemen, for the
Tony?
next 25 callers,
How many are left?
we only have
5?
25.
Oh my God, this is unbelievable. You got to call right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're running out of this product quickly. And it's,
1999.
whoa. What'd you say, Jerry, back there? Oh, for the last 25 bottles, slash that
Cut it in
price.
half. He's crazy.
$17.99.
Tony's crazy. So
It stinks.
All right, so wait,
so
I have
Chris,
a quick
does
question.
this cure herpes?
I have a quick question.
I'm working on that.
Jamie, what was that?
Not yet.
Wait, I have a quick question because
If
you
Nina
said.
asks, I don't have herpes.
Listen, I got a quick question because based on something you said before, I'm a little confused. You said it's not 100% science that this works. Are you saying that it's not 100% as effective
As an injection.
But it definitely does work.
It definitely-
is
So
effective.
So peptides work.
He doesn't know whether or not it crosses your skin
He's
into
talking
your
about-
blood.
can't-
He
so
doesn't
I
know if it
can't
crosses
say-
your blood.
yeah.
But if
I
it doesn't
can't say-
cross
I
into
won't
your
say-
skin, then it doesn't work at all.
Right.
Correct?
Well, you would on the surface of your skin, you would have. So what these do is support healing. You would have skin healing property. It would
okay.
support
So
healing
it
on your
certainly
skin.
helps
It's not
the
going
skin.
to waste. But so when you do some research about peptide delivery, transdermal peptide delivery. Now those are drugs. Again, I can't. This is not transdermal. This is not. This would.
So transdermal would be inject.
No, transdermal, dermal, your skin, trans, crossing your skin. Crossing your skin. You can't call something transdermal because it would be a drug,
Okay, got you.
technically speaking.
So this is
Determined
not.
by the weight of these.
The
No,
application.
so we just don't say it's transdermal.
Okay, it's not transdermal. These are not
not.
transdermal.
It's not transdermal.
It's just an ointment.
But
Right.
yes, no.
It's not transdermal, it's just dermal.
So it is topical.
So is
So
this
what?
podcast.
So what I'm saying.
Yo, facts.
So what I'm saying is, you. A lot of people. I'm addressing things that would come as an. Oh, here we go.
Crazy bruises on my leg. Will it heal bruises?
Well, let me see. I'm have to see. Pull it. No, go down further because I'm gonna. No, a little more because I can't tell. You got to
You're right
all the way
here.
down. No,
You can swing your
those
mic arm
bruises?
away.
no. Pull the front of the pants down a little more.
Wait, will
Tony's got a
this heal
hog on
bruises?
him.
Try this one.
For reals?
Yeah. So that one actually is a smaller peptide. I'm releasing. It's called KPV peptide. It's only 3 amino acids, and that meets that. That meets that.
Okay, can I
criteria.
ask you though? Because
Yeah.
you said this before. When I'm rubbing this on, how the fuck do I know how much to rub on?
So that's the issue with the roll on.
Yeah.
So what
I
in
just,
the
like-
instructions? Yeah. No, what I say is like a 3 by 3 inch area, and you get it till it's glistening wet. That's going to be about the dosage, but it's very rough with that. So with the roll-ons, you're coating the area and massaging it in, and you're doing that. Again, I have to look at the instructions, but with the BPC every day, with the TB 500, you can do it a few times a
Because
week.
I just met with somebody about these too.
You can have those. You can have
for
those.
injection because my
Yeah.
elbow's fucked
Try
up.
try that first. I have a buddy.
Rub it
I
on?
have a friend who's a bodybuilder. He's with one of the companies. He's a sales rep for me, and he's using that for an injury he had, and he really likes it. So he's not even affiliated with the company or anything.
Rub
I
it
told-
on every day, once a day.
Yeah,
Which
do
one
the-
is
do
for
the-
healing?
They're both healing peptides. They both act in similar pathways. The TB 500 is a bit more of a systemic healing peptide. Your whole body. Okay. It'll the BPC is more of like an acute, like a spot on area. A lot of people use the TB 500 for more like athletic performance because of that systemic healing, so recovery and stuff. But a lot of people use both of them. But definitely I would do the BPC every day. Just cover the area until it's glistening, rub it in, and then I would do the TB 500 on the same area like 3 times a week.
Where can people go and buy this online?
So that is vitapep.com. V-I-T as in
Don't
Tony.
tell me.
A.
Tell the camera.
T as in Tony. A. Vitapep. VITAP.PEP.com. What do I do?
World Wide Web.
Car ran good.
Car ran good.
Car ran real good. What do I do with my hands?
Yeah, I fucking love you, bro.
Yo,
right.
when did you discover your photographic memory?
Yo, your ability to say all these chloropleptoplabidines and the
I would
plebeians
fail
My
miserably
believe
with
it or
that
not,
job.
my
Here,
memory
do you
is
want this one?
horrendous.
can be.
My memory's
the
horrendous.
photographic part.
Pornographic?
You know what? It's repetition. When you look at these things all the time, right? It's like talking.
Right.
We're constantly talking. You know the English language. I'm just reading these nonstop. That's all I read about. That's all I do. Yeah. So,
I want to order those.
How old were you when you first realized you were obsessed with this stuff? Because I feel like
I was 18. I was working at Abercrombie and Fitch, and this dude I was working with was like, dude, I took creatine. I gained 10 pounds. I was like, no fucking way. Walked right down to GNC. I still remember. I bought MHP, the company MHP. They're still around. I think it's Maximum Human Performance. Stands for Track Creatine. It was creatine, arginine, and NADH or something like that.
and then you went to school for it though, like a year later.
I took that when I was 18. I was always kind of into like I thought like being a doctor would be cool or something like that. So I was always kind of into the science and stuff, like science and math came easier to me. Yeah. So I took that and I was like, wow, this works. And I want to know what's in here. And that just continued
That
on.
was the real
Because I looked at
spark.
it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But then you look at other things, right? And I wouldn't understand what the ingredients are. I'm like, I want to know what these are. I want to know what all of them do. And it worked. You know, the fact that I could put something in my body and change it was amazing.
Yeah.
See it happen. Bro, I ate something and it gave these results.
Right.
Wild.
Yeah.
And that changed my perspective for life. You can put something in your body and change it. It gives you a little sense of control. You have some control.
Do you think if Tony put the peptides on his leg that it would make it's messed up down there? Do you think it would help it?
I think that we could grow your leg back.
We've been telling him that for
No,
years.
but he actually has a
honestly,
huge
somebody-
cut. It's a huge cut, a seam in his leg. It's never healed.
Well, I have a.
Oh, really?
Well, no,
yeah.
that's just a scar. That's never.
Try
What
that.
about the
I gave you the
constant-
KPV peptide. Try
This
that,
one?
dude.
I
Yeah.
actually do have a big
Crazy
lump
thing.
on the
Listen to
side
me.
of my
I'm
leg
not.
right now
It's my
because-
own brand, so I'm not. And this is a one-time thing, so the value of what I'm about to tell you probably doesn't mean much because it could have healed this way on its own. But I had these 2 massive bug bites. And I put that peptide on one and not the other, and the other one healed like tremendously faster. But again, could have just happened that way anyways.
Dude,
And-
we're gonna grow your fucking
Tony,
leg
don't
back.
you get a
No,
blister
let's
like
do it
once
right
a
now.
week on that thing?
I have from lift when I lift heavy, I get a huge sore on the side in here.
Yeah.
Lifted so hard. Yeah, lifted so hard my leg bust open.
Yeah.
When I do bicep curls, my leg explodes.
How do you think I feel, Tony, with my foot in my shoe?
All right, guys, we got to wrap. We got to wrap the segment. If you want to keep going, if not, say goodbye.
All right. What did we miss? Oh yeah. Yo, Chris. At the end of the day, bro, what's your message to everybody out there?
Make somebody smile.
Yeah, easy. I like that.
Try all the time. Try to make one person smile a day. Random person.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Hold the door. Say, hey, I love that shirt. Nice shoes. Someone's carrying some shit to come in the door. Run in front of them. Hold the door. Sometimes I like to run in front of somebody at the door and they think I'm like an asshole and cut them off, and then I open it and let them walk in front of me.
Slap
It's a
your
nice
ass
move.
on the way
Not
in.
just holding the door, but opening the door for someone.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Other day, I was at the laundromat. I was trying to get the door open. This guy's like looking at me all weird, and I pulled the door. I pulled the door open for him. He's like, "Oh, thanks so much, dude." But trying to carry his laundry in. You know what I mean? Like, just
I love that.
do something nice, dude.
That's
And
it.
It moves forward. You know, these little changes. You can change the dynamic of everything, right?
Yeah.
Build your world.
Damn, bro.
Build your world.
Build your world.
Build your
That's
world,
it
baby.
right there.
That's your message.
That's it.
Build your world.
The
By
wor- the
doing
world
one
is-
nice thing a day.
The world is.
Your oyster?
The world is mine. Dun, 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 dun.
I don't know this song.
2 dudes, 3 legs.